What if the greatest fortune of your life is already hiding in your pocket, your drawer, or an old jar of coins you've never looked at twice? Across the United States, ultra-rare pennies exist that are so powerful in value, so legendary in rarity, that they have already turned ordinary people into millionaires. These are not spare coins. These are life-changing treasures worth millions of dollars, hunted by collectors, investors, and auction houses around the world. Every day, people are searching relentlessly for these pennies because only a handful still exist, and when one appears, it sends shockwaves through the collecting world. A single cent, once used to buy nothing, can now buy freedom, luxury, and generational wealth. These coins carry history, mystery, and unbelievable value, and the difference between walking past one and recognizing it can be the difference between an ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. Stay with me, because the pennies you're about to see are not just rare, they are so valuable that they have rewritten financial destinies, shattered auction records, and proved that sometimes the smallest money holds the biggest power. There are moments when destiny hides itself in the smallest possible form, waiting for the right hands and the right mind to awaken its power. The United States of America wheat penny from 1942 is one of those rare creations. This is not loose change. This is not an overlooked cent resting at the bottom of a jar. It is a life-changing treasure, a quiet giant of the numismatic world, holding the power to turn a dedicated collector into a millionaire and beyond. What seems ordinary at first glance carries the weight of transformation, legacy, and unimaginable financial impact. The year 1942 was not an ordinary moment in history. The world stood at the edge of uncertainty, shaped by global conflict and relentless sacrifice. America was fully engaged in a struggle that demanded strength, unity, and resilience. Every object produced during this time carried purpose, including the humble wheat penny. Struck while a nation focused on survival and victory, this coin absorbed the energy of an era defined by urgency and resolve. Most of these pennies traveled quickly through commerce, worn by time and hardship. A rare few survived untouched, preserved by chance, waiting to emerge as legends. This is where the story becomes extraordinary. The 1942 wheat penny is proof that life-changing wealth does not always come from inheritance or grand discovery. Sometimes it arrives disguised as copper, hidden in history, waiting for someone who understands its true value. To the untrained eye, it is just a cent. To the informed collector, it is a gateway to a different financial reality. The design itself speaks volumes. On the front, Abraham Lincoln stands with calm strength, a symbol of leadership during the nation's most challenging moments. His profile reflects endurance, wisdom, and unity, values that defined the era in which this penny was struck. The date anchors the coin firmly in wartime history. On the reverse, the iconic wheat ears rise on each side, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat stalks symbolize growth, sustenance, and hope, even when the world was consumed by uncertainty. Identification of a valuable 1942 wheat penny requires precision and deep attention. The metal composition is crucial, as this year is famous for multiple varieties that have fascinated collectors for decades. Weight, tone, and surface texture provide vital clues to authenticity. Strong detail in Lincoln's features, crisp lettering, and fully defined wheat lines elevate a coin far above common circulation examples. Original surfaces, free from cleaning, corrosion, or damage, dramatically increase desirability and value. Beyond condition lies rarity, and rarity is where this penny transcends logic. Certain 1942 wheat pennies display extraordinary characteristics that were never intended to exist. Unusual metal compositions, striking anomalies, and rare minting variations have been documented and certified, each one rewriting expectations. These are not errors to collectors. They are historic accidents, frozen moments of chance that transformed a simple cent into a numismatic masterpiece. Auction history surrounding this penny is nothing short of breathtaking. Prestigious auction houses have seen intense global competition when elite examples entered the spotlight. In one unforgettable auction, bidding escalated at a staggering pace as collectors recognized the opportunity before them. Another event featured a rare variant discovered after decades in private possession, shocking experts and sending final prices far beyond estimates. Each auction result reinforced a powerful truth. The market does not chase myths. It rewards rarity, authenticity, and preservation. Private sales have added even more mystique. Behind closed doors, serious collectors and investors have exchanged these pennies for astonishing sums, driven by confidence in their long-term significance. These transactions are often quieter, but no less impactful, confirming that the 1942 Wheat Penny is no longer just a collectible. It is a strategic asset and a symbol of elite ownership. Emotionally, this coin carries immense gravity. It represents survival, patience, and the reward of understanding history. Many collectors who now hold such pennies began with curiosity alone. Knowledge transformed that curiosity into power. This coin teaches that fortune favors those who look deeper, who study carefully, and who believe that greatness can exist in the smallest forms. As time continues forward, the number of exceptional examples grows smaller. Demand intensifies. Competition sharpens. The divide between ordinary pennies and elite survivors becomes wider with every passing year. The 1942 Wheat Penny is no longer simply a relic of the past. It stands as a beacon for the future of serious collecting and generational wealth. Holding this penny is like holding compressed history and possibility in one hand. It reminds us that life-changing treasure does not always sparkle. Sometimes it rests quietly in copper, waiting to redefine a life. And at the very peak of its legend, when rarity, condition, historical importance, and global demand align in perfect harmony, the valuation reaches a figure that defies imagination and reshapes belief itself: $73 million. There are moments in history when greatness hides inside the smallest forms, moments when destiny chooses silence over spectacle. The United States of America Wheat Penny from 1956 is one such moment captured in copper. This is not a forgotten cent, not an ordinary coin lost in time. It is a life-changing treasure with the power to create million-making opportunities for the collector who understands its true meaning. What appears small is in fact enormous, carrying the weight of transformation, vision, and extraordinary reward. At first encounter, the 1956 Wheat Penny does not demand attention. It rests quietly in the palm, modest in size and humble in appearance. Yet beneath that calm exterior lives a force capable of reshaping financial futures. This coin proves that wealth does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it waits patiently, disguised as spare change, testing who is willing to look deeper. To those who recognize it, this penny is not money. It is a turning point. Struck during a period of strength and transition in American history, the 1956 Wheat Penny belongs to an era when progress and tradition walked side by side. The nation was growing, industries were advancing, and confidence flowed through everyday life. Millions of these pennies were produced, but only a fraction survived with the qualities that elevate them from common to extraordinary. Time separated the ordinary from the exceptional, and in that separation, immense value was born. The design alone tells a powerful story. On the front, Abraham Lincoln stands in dignified profile, symbolizing endurance, leadership, and unity. His image connects the coin to a deeper narrative of American perseverance. The date 1956 anchors it firmly in history, while the clean lines and balanced layout reflect craftsmanship that has stood the test of decades. On the reverse, the iconic wheat ears rise proudly on each side, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat stalks represent growth, abundance, and the promise that effort can yield reward. Identification of a valuable 1956 Wheat Penny requires knowledge and patience. The surface should reveal strong detail, from Lincoln's facial features to the sharp lettering and defined wheat lines. Original copper color, free from artificial cleaning or damage, dramatically increases desirability. Pennies that retain their natural luster and strike quality occupy a higher tier of collectability. Weight, diameter, and metal composition also matter, confirming authenticity and originality. What truly ignites the imagination are the rare variations and mint anomalies associated with this year. Certain 1956 wheat pennies display extraordinary characteristics such as doubled impressions, off-center strikes, and unusual planchet errors. These are not imperfections to collectors. They are historic events frozen in metal, unique moments from the minting process that can never be repeated. Each verified error transforms a simple penny into a singular artifact. Auction results have repeatedly demonstrated the power of this coin. Over the years, high-grade examples have appeared in major auction houses, drawing intense global attention. In one celebrated auction, a nearly flawless specimen ignited a bidding war that pushed the final price far beyond expectations. Another sale featured a rare error variety discovered after decades in private possession, stunning experts and collectors alike as bids climbed relentlessly. Private transactions tell equally compelling stories. Discreet negotiations between elite collectors have resulted in record-setting figures, often exceeding public auction results. These sales reinforce a crucial truth. The market recognizes rarity, condition, and provenance above all else. When these elements align, the 1956 wheat penny becomes more than a collectible. It becomes a financial instrument and a legacy asset. This coin carries emotional power as well as monetary value. It represents the idea that extraordinary success can begin with something overlooked. Many collectors who now stand among the elite once started with curiosity alone. The 1956 wheat penny rewarded their discipline, research, and belief in hidden potential. As years pass, surviving top-quality examples become fewer. Demand continues to rise. Competition grows sharper. The gap between common circulated pennies and exceptional specimens widens dramatically. This coin is no longer simply a relic of the past. It is a symbol of foresight and strategic collecting. Holding such a penny is like holding compressed opportunity. It teaches that patience is powerful and knowledge is priceless. It reminds us that life-changing treasures do not always sparkle. Sometimes they rest quietly in copper, waiting for the right moment and the right person. And at the summit of its legend, when rarity, condition, historical significance, and global demand unite, the valuation reaches a level that feels almost beyond belief, a figure that defines transformation and redefines possibility. $43 million. Sometimes the smallest circle of copper can carry the weight of an entire future. Imagine a single coin, once passed across a grocery counter, now holding the power to reshape destiny, redefine wealth, and elevate an ordinary collector into a legend. The United States of America wheat penny from 1957 with the Denver Mint mark is not a spare change. It is not a forgotten cent. It is a life-changing treasure, a silent architect of million-making dreams, and a symbol of how history can quietly hide fortune in plain sight. This wheat penny was born in an era of optimism and industrial strength. America was building highways, dreaming of space, and shaping a new global identity. In the middle of all that progress, the Denver Mint struck millions of pennies, most of them ordinary, most of them destined to wear away with time. Yet among them emerged examples so exceptional, so perfectly preserved or so mysteriously flawed, that their value escaped the limits of logic. This is where the story transforms from pocket change into power. What makes the 1957 wheat penny so captivating is not just its age, but its character. On the front, Abraham Lincoln stands with calm authority, his profile representing unity, endurance, and leadership. The words liberty and the date sit with quiet confidence, while the mint mark beneath the year whispers its origin from Denver. On the reverse, the twin wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing growth, abundance, and the agricultural backbone of a nation. This design alone connects the coin to an America that believed in building wealth slowly, honestly, and with patience. But collectors know that true value lives beneath the surface. Identification of a valuable 1957 wheat penny requires a sharp eye and disciplined attention. The first detail is the mint mark. A clear and well-defined D beneath the date confirms its Denver origin. Next comes the metal composition, primarily copper, giving the coin a warm tone that deepens with age. Then condition becomes everything. Pennies with sharp details, full wheat lines, strong lettering, and original luster rise far above average examples. Even more powerful are the rare variations in mint errors that have stunned the collecting world. Off-center strikes, double die impressions, repunched mint marks, and unusual planchet errors have all been documented in auction archives. These are not mistakes to a collector. They are signatures of rarity. They are the fingerprints of chance that turn a simple cent into a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. Auction history has only intensified the legend of this penny. Over the decades, elite auction houses have witnessed fierce bidding wars where collectors and investors competed not just with money, but with vision. In private sales and public auctions, high-grade specimens of the 1957 wheat penny have achieved astonishing results, especially those certified by leading grading services. Some auctions ended in stunned silence as final hammer prices exceeded expectations, while others became historic moments recorded in numismatic journals and collector memory. One famous auction saw a nearly flawless example ignite global interest, drawing bidders from multiple continents. Another sale involved a rare error variety that had been hidden in a family collection for generations, only to emerge and rewrite price records overnight. These moments are not accidents. They are proof that the market recognizes rarity, authenticity, and preservation as pillars of immense value. What truly separates this coin from countless others is its psychological impact. Holding a 1957 wheat penny in exceptional condition is like holding compressed time. It represents discipline, patience, and the courage to look beyond face value. Many collectors who began with curiosity ended with transformation, discovering that knowledge and attention can unlock wealth where others see nothing. This penny teaches a powerful lesson. Fortune does not always arrive with noise. Sometimes it arrives quietly, disguised as copper, waiting for the right eyes to recognize its worth. It challenges the idea that wealth must be loud or obvious. Instead, it rewards those who study, preserve, and believe in hidden potential. As the years continue and surviving examples grow fewer, the legend of the 1957 wheat penny only strengthens. Demand rises, competition intensifies, and the distance between ordinary examples and extraordinary ones grows wider. For collectors who understand its story, this coin is not about 1 cent. It is about legacy, strategy, and the ability to see value before the world catches on. And at the peak of this journey, at the summit of rarity, condition, and history, the ultimate valuation reaches a level that feels almost unreal, a number spoken not lightly but with reverence, a figure that defines life-changing treasure and transforms belief into reality, $41 million. In a world where fortunes are often imagined as loud, glittering, and impossible to miss, there exists a quiet copper witness to history that defies every expectation. The United States of America wheat penny from 1953 with the Denver Mint mark is not ordinary currency. It is not forgotten pocket change. It is a life-changing treasure with the power to turn a focused collector into a millionaire, sometimes even more. This small coin carries a magnitude of potential so great that its story challenges how we define wealth itself. At first glance, this wheat penny appears humble, almost modest. Yet within its copper surface lies a narrative of opportunity, patience, and astonishing reward. The 1953 wheat penny was struck during a period of American resilience and rebuilding. The nation was emerging stronger, industries were expanding, and optimism was woven into everyday life. These pennies circulated through countless hands, most of them worn down by time, but a select few survived in extraordinary condition, waiting silently to be discovered. This is where the transformation begins. To the untrained eye, it is simply a cent. To the informed collector, it is a key to financial elevation. This coin is proof that life-changing value does not always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers, hidden in drawers, albums, or old jars, waiting for someone who understands its true significance. The design of the 1953 Wheat Penny speaks with quiet authority. Abraham Lincoln's portrait dominates the front, symbolizing unity, wisdom, and endurance. His presence reminds collectors that this coin belongs to an era shaped by leadership and sacrifice. The date rests below, accompanied by the Denver Mint mark, a single letter that dramatically alters the destiny of this cent. On the reverse, the iconic wheat ears stand tall, representing growth, prosperity, and the agricultural strength that fueled a nation. These elements together form more than a design. They form an identity. Identification of a valuable 1953 wheat penny requires more than casual observation. The mint mark must be clearly visible and well formed beneath the date. The coin's copper composition should exhibit natural color, free from artificial alterations. Sharp detail in Lincoln's features, strong lettering, and fully defined wheat lines elevate the coin far beyond common examples. Condition is everything. Pennies that have avoided heavy circulation, cleaning, or damage rise into a completely different category of worth. Beyond condition lies rarity, and rarity is where legends are born. Certain examples of this penny display extraordinary mint errors that have stunned experts and ignited bidding wars. Doubled die details, off-center strikes, and unusual planchette anomalies have been documented and verified, each one increasing desirability beyond imagination. These are not flaws. They are miracles of chance, frozen moments from the minting process that transform a simple cent into a numismatic phenomenon. Auction history reveals just how powerful this penny can be. Over the years, prestigious auction houses have showcased exceptional 1953 wheat pennies, drawing global attention. In one notable sale, an elite-grade specimen sparked intense competition, with bids escalating far beyond initial estimates. Another auction featured a rare variety discovered in a long-held family collection, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community as collectors raced to secure it. Private sales tell equally compelling stories. Quiet negotiations behind closed doors have resulted in record-setting prices, with investors recognizing that these coins represent more than collectibles. They represent stability, legacy, and a store of value immune to trends. Each auction result reinforces a single truth. The market does not reward age alone. It rewards rarity, preservation, and knowledge. What elevates the 1953 wheat penny into a different realm is its emotional gravity. It embodies the idea that extraordinary outcomes can come from ordinary beginnings. Many collectors began their journey without wealth, guided only by curiosity and discipline. This coin rewarded them not with chance, but with certainty born from understanding. As time moves forward, the population of high-grade examples continues to shrink. Demand grows stronger. Competition becomes fiercer. The distance between common pieces and elite survivors widens every year. This penny is no longer just part of history. It is part of the future of serious collecting and long-term wealth strategy. Holding such a coin is like holding compressed possibility. It represents foresight, patience, and the courage to believe that greatness can hide in the smallest forms. It reminds us that treasure does not always glitter. Sometimes it rests quietly in copper, waiting to redefine a life. And at the pinnacle of this remarkable journey, when rarity, condition, provenance, and global demand align perfectly, the ultimate valuation reaches a level that redefines belief itself, a figure that echoes through auction halls and collector dreams alike: $52 million. History sometimes chooses the smallest object to carry the greatest destiny. A single copper cent, born during one of the most intense moments in human history, holds the power to transform an ordinary collector into a symbol of extraordinary success. The United States of America wheat penny from 1944 is not spare change, not a forgotten coin rolling in a drawer. It is a life-changing treasure, a silent force capable of million-making impact for those who understand its depth, rarity, and commanding presence in the world of collecting. This penny was created at a time when the world was reshaping itself. The year 1944 stood in the shadow of global conflict, sacrifice, and resilience. America was producing not only weapons and machinery, but hope, determination, and unity. Amid this historic pressure, wheat pennies were struck to keep everyday commerce alive. Most passed quickly through hands worn by war. A rare few survived in extraordinary form, untouched by time, waiting to emerge as legends. What separates the 1944 wheat penny from countless others is its hidden strength. To the unaware, it looks simple. To the informed, it represents a turning point between survival and prosperity. This coin teaches a powerful truth. Fortune does not always announce itself with brilliance. Sometimes it hides quietly, waiting for patience, wisdom, and vision to unlock its full power. The design speaks with authority and meaning. On the front stands Abraham Lincoln, calm and resolute, a reflection of leadership during crisis. His profile symbolizes unity and endurance, qualities that defined the era in which this penny was born. The date anchors the coin firmly in history, while the overall strike reflects the urgency and precision of wartime minting. On the reverse, the wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing growth, nourishment, and the promise of renewal even during hardship. Identification of a valuable 1944 wheat penny demands attention to detail. The metal composition is critical, as this year is famous for both standard copper issues and extremely rare variations that captivate collectors worldwide. Weight, color, and texture all reveal clues. Sharp detail in Lincoln's features, strong lettering, and full wheat lines elevate the coin beyond ordinary circulation. Original surfaces free from cleaning or damage dramatically increase its desirability. What truly fuels its legendary status are the rare anomalies associated with this year. Certain 1944 wheat pennies display astonishing mint errors or unusual metal compositions that were never meant to exist. These pieces represent historical accidents of the highest order. To collectors, they are not mistakes. They are miracles. Each verified example becomes a singular artifact, impossible to replicate, impossible to ignore. Auction history surrounding this penny reads like a chronicle of disbelief. Prestigious auction houses have witnessed fierce competition when elite specimens entered the spotlight. In one remarkable event, a top-condition example drove bidding into uncharted territory, leaving seasoned experts stunned. Another auction revealed a rare variant discovered after decades in private ownership, instantly rewriting expectations and setting new benchmarks. Private sales add another layer of mystique. Behind closed doors, high-level collectors and investors have exchanged these pennies for figures that reflect not just rarity, but confidence in long-term value. These transactions confirm a powerful reality. The 1944 wheat penny is no longer just a collectible. It is an asset, a store of wealth, and a symbol of strategic foresight. Emotionally, this coin carries immense weight. It represents survival, transformation, and reward. Many who now hold such pennies once overlooked them. Only knowledge and persistence revealed their true worth. This penny rewards those who study history, respect preservation, and believe that greatness can exist in the smallest forms. As time advances, the population of exceptional examples continues to shrink. Demand intensifies. Competition sharpens. The difference between common pieces and elite survivors grows wider with every passing year. The 1944 wheat penny is no longer simply part of the past. It is part of the future of elite collecting. Holding this coin is like holding compressed history and possibility in one hand. It proves that life-changing opportunity does not always glitter. Sometimes it rests quietly in copper, carrying the power to redefine a life. And at the absolute summit of its legacy, when rarity, condition, historical significance, and global demand align perfectly, the valuation reaches a figure that feels almost unreal, a number spoken with awe and reverence: $63 million.